Hello everyone, I'm Tyler from FTC Team 11208 Cardia Robotics. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to assemble MiSUMI SAR230 slides. Alright, so for the first part of the assembly, you're going to need a couple of parts. You're going to need some 3D printed inserts, obviously the MiSUMI SAR230, some 3x4x12 millimeter bearings, some low profile head M4 by 10 millimeter screws, some M3x35 millimeter screws, M3 lock nuts, a 5.5 millimeter socket head, wrench, standard Phillips head, screwdriver, and a 2.5 millimeter hex wrench. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is snap on your 3D printed inserts. This can be a little bit challenging because these are not specifically for MiSUMI slides. They're actually for long robotics, but the long robotics and MiSUMI slides are pretty much the exact same thing. So with a little bit of force, you can get these 3D printed inserts onto the slide. And once you get those on, you should have something that looks like this, and you're ready to move on to the next step. Alright, so the next step is mounting the bearings into the 3D printed inserts. So the parts that you're going to need for this process is the two M3 by 35 millimeter screws, two M3 lock nuts, two 3 by 4 by 12 millimeter bearings, and the 2.5 millimeter hex key. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to flip your slide over, and there's two holes right here. So we have a hole here and a hole here, and this is where you're going to put your bearings. So they should just set into place pretty easily, just like that. And make sure you line the hole up with the hole of the bearing and the plastic 3D printed part, and then you should be able to take your M3 by 35 millimeter screw and start screwing that in. And make sure it lines up, and then you can take your hex key and put that all the way through so that the screw comes out the other side of the 3D printed insert. And once you get that through the other side, it should look like this. And then all you're going to want to do is take your M3 lock nut, screw it on, and then get a 5.5 millimeter hex wrench and screw that on until tight. And then you're just going to repeat that process with the other side of the 3D printed mount. So when you're done, your slide should look just like this, and you're going to want to repeat those steps again so you can have two of these identical slides. Right, so now that you have two identical slides, you are ready to mount them. So basically what you're going to want to do is get a standard Phillips head screwdriver, and then you're going to want to get your M4 by 10 millimeter low head profile screws. And basically what you're going to want to do is mount this slide, or whichever slide you choose, on top of the other. So you're going to do it just like this so that they'll look like this. And then basically you're going to slide the one slide up, and then you should see that there's like these holes right here that line up, and then that is where you're going to take your M4 screw and screw it in and all the way down so that it is securely in place. So once you screw those two screws in, you're going to have one here and one here, and then there's actually another one that we have to screw in up here, and this one is a little tricky to get in, but as you can see here, we actually have this big large hole, and basically if we slide all the way up, we will find that we can actually access that final screw hole. So what you're going to want to do is take your final screw, put it in that hole, and take your screwdriver and screw it in. And after that, you're done. You've assembled a two-stage MiSUMI slide kit. This is extremely long, and you can keep building and building, so you can keep getting longer and longer. That is just a simple demonstration of how to assemble them. And yeah, guys, if you like this video, give this video a like, share it, and if you feel like you want to, subscribe.